We have the original empty chair creator. He's here with us today. He's been doing it for about a couple of years, and his name is Will Williams, and he's going to do it for us today. He's also videotaping our event today. Please welcome Will Williams.
Can you hear me? Fine. Okay. I've never done one of my video chats with the president before an audience, so I have no idea what's going to happen, but I'm willing to give it a shot. At any rate, my wife Alicia and I moved to Paulden from Phoenix in the spring of this year. And while in Phoenix, we were active in a couple of tea parties. We're very pleased to be here and part of the Central Arizona Tea Party today. As Billy said 2 or 3 years ago, I did a series of video chats with President Obama. And I had sent one of those to Larry Nelson, and he said, well, why don't you invite President Obama here today and do a chat with him for the folks, and in honor of the fact that this is the first event for the Central Arizona Tea Party. So President Obama should be here shortly, but while we're waiting for him, I wanted to mention that while I was doing these interviews with him before, I found that his intellectual depth is well, it's pretty shallow. I mean, I was shocked, but it's pretty shallow. He doesn't understand a lot, or chooses not to understand a lot, or to understand America. And that was the purpose behind these videos, is to help him get a grasp. And one of the other things I learned was, here he comes now. Mr. President, please come on over. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for the President, please. Mr. President, please, have a seat. Thank you so much. I hope you don't mind sitting next to Mort, but we'll talk about that later. Now, Mr. President, I see that you, Mr. President, you know, that's such a stuffy title. I'd like to be more casual, a little bit more informal with you today for the folks, so I'm going to call you Son. And I'm going to do that for a number of reasons. One of the reasons is that I'm older than you are, and I have more life experience. Now, I'm astonished that a man of your age has so little real-world life experience. Another reason is that I'm retired from a career in business, and you've never really had a job. I know you organized some things in Chicago, and from what I've read, that didn't turn out so well. And in the corrupt political cauldron of Chicago, you somehow got a state senatorship. I'm not going to talk about the ethics of that campaign as a favor to you today. And as president, you've skipped more than 50% of your daily intelligence briefings, and you've played over 100 rounds of golf so far. And this week, at the UN, you thought it was more important to take time out to view an appearance for The View than to talk to Middle East leaders. Son, let me ask you a question. Do you have any idea about the responsibility of a J-O-B? Well, maybe you can get Joe Biden to spell it out for you. No, wait a minute. That's probably not a good idea either. Another reason I'm going to call you Son is that I got my college degrees from colleges that respect America. They respect capitalism and our way of life. And a couple of people, as you see, out here do as well. Now, you spent your college years rubbing elbows with radicals, socialists, Marxists, and learning what is evil in your mind about America. And the fourth reason I'm going to call you Son today is that I'm a veteran. You've never served in the military. You have no idea what it means to be in the service. Oh, wait a minute. Say this along with me. Marine Corps. Marine Corps. Oh, okay, Barack, that's enough. Thanks. Stop. All right. Now, I think it's time you receive some advice from an adult. An adult who actually understands what the word budget means. Now, my wife and I manage a family budget, and we don't spend money we don't have. We don't expect someone else to pay our mortgage or to put gas in our tanks. Honestly, Son, You've got the self-control of an 8-year-old in a toy store. Just because you want it doesn't mean America wants it, that we need it, or we can afford it. So I'm going to give you a homework assignment. The word budget. Look it up and use it in a sentence. Good. Now, son, some more advice. I suggest that you learn something about America. Put down your Saul Alinsky handbook and read something written by Thomas Jefferson. Excuse me? No, he didn't get caught with $90,000 in his freezer. That was William Jefferson, a Democrat congressman from Louisiana who was convicted of bribery. No, Thomas Jefferson. He was the 3rd president of the United States. Maybe you've heard of him. Maybe not. One of his quotes is, "The democracy will come to cease when you take away from those who are willing to work and give to those who would not." Do you have any idea what he's talking about? Nah, I didn't think so. Another quote by Winston Churchill, and I think it's sometimes attributed to Lincoln: "You can't make the rich poorer by making, you can't make the poor richer by making the rich poorer." Are you taking notes on this? Yeah, yes, you can write on the back of your scorecard. Jeez. Now let's talk about your stimulus package of $847 billion. Your administration says that that program helped to create 4.5 million jobs. Now, we know that isn't true. In fact, there are 2 million fewer jobs in the country now than when you took office. But assuming that it's true, every one of those jobs cost the taxpayers more than $188,000. Do you people have calculators in Washington? Do you know how to operate them? I'll loan you mine. Good God. Now I'm going to give you another word for your homework: honesty. I picked a good word, didn't I? In 2008, you said your administration would be transparent. You lied. You said you would go through the budget and look at every line item and eliminate all the programs that were not effective. You lied. You said we could keep our doctors under Obamacare if we wanted to. You lied. You said there were thousands of shovel-ready projects in your stimulus program. Again, you lied. But it sort of reminds me of a comment, I think it was Gary Johnson in one of the Republican debates. He said, thanks to his dogs, there were more shovel-ready projects in his backyard than there were in your stimulus program. What, you agree with that? Oh, agreement number 1. Lying makes you a very small man, son, in the eyes of many, but unfortunately, we don't even have time to summarize all of the lies you're accustomed to telling us here today. But I do think we need to ask a question about your leading from behind strategy. Now, candidly, isn't that just another way of saying leading from the seat of your pants? Really? That's agreement number 2. We're making news today, Billy. All right. Now, I want to refer for just a moment to your apology tour, where you went around the world bowing and scraping to foreign leaders, apologizing on behalf of the U.S. Son, let me read to you some of the things that you should apologize for. There are 12 million more people on food stamps since your recovery began. You should apologize for that. More than 1 million workers have joined Social Security Disability during your term. You should apologize for that. Black teen unemployment stands at 37%, the highest since the Depression. Don't you think you should apologize for that? 54% of college graduates under the age of 25, and they were your main supporters in 2008, they're unemployed. They can't find work. How about apologizing for that? Government dependency, 47% of households receive at least one government benefit program. You can apologize for that. When you entered office, gas was $1.38 a gallon, now it's $3.75. You apologize for that. As a matter of fact, son, I want you to apologize for every American for what you've done to their country. Now, I suggest that you take those golf clubs and you stick them in your trunk and go back to the golf course where at least you could do that well. Thank you very much.